So I'd like to turn to some questions related to the Democratic Party. One notable theme that Hillary Clinton has talked extensively about following the 2016 election has been a new appreciation for the political power of big, bold ideas. In her recent book, she talks about a universal basic income proposal that almost made it into her platform, but ultimately did not, saying, quote, "Maybe I should have proposed that and left the details to be worked out later." My question to you, Governor O'Malley, is do you think the Democratic Party should adopt bolder campaign promises to galvanize political support, or do you think that could be a dangerous trend?
I think gone are the days when we can put our finger to the wind, kind of triangulate between two extremes what the best way forward is for our country. I think we need to make decisions based on the merits and the best evidence, and speak to people very directly in realities and connected communications that matter to people around their kitchen table. Mm-hmm. The truth is wages aren't keeping pace with things like healthcare, college, the cost of living, and our economy is supposed to serve people, not people serve the economy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like to get into one example of a policy that has been proposed is last September, Senator Bernie Sanders unveiled a proposal for what he calls a Medicare for All single-payer healthcare system. The proposal gained support from many Democratic stars, including Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Cory Booker, and Senator Kamala Harris, just to name a few. It appears to be a stark shift to the left for the Democratic Party. Do you support Senator Sanders' proposal?
Yeah, I think that there are various steps along the path of Medicare for All. Having been a governor, I understand that implementation is important. Mm-hmm. In our own state, we moved all of our hospitals out of fee-for-service and instead set up a new system of global budgeting. Mm-hmm. In other words, aligning the profit incentive to wellness and keeping people out of hospitals. I certainly think that one of the ideas that has merit is to create a market counterbalance, call it Medicare for All, if you like. That could be that market counterbalance. In a lot of states, the markets aren't working, and I believe that Medicare offers a better value.
But there are ways to have a market counterbalance that are not Medicare for All.
Certainly. I mean, there's a whole range of different things different states could do. It's a shame we have a president that's so intent on undermining the strides we've made, because were it not for President Obama, we wouldn't have been able to experiment as one state and actually come up with some things that worked.
Are you stopping short of saying, though, that you support Senator Bernie Sanders' specific proposal?
Yeah, I don't know that Senator Sanders' specific proposal is actually fleshed out enough to be a 50-state proposal.
But in principle, you could get behind a single-payer healthcare system.
Sure.
Even though you stopped short of that in the past election in terms of what you were campaigning for.
Yes, I was emphasizing building on the Affordable Care Act, mm-hmm. doing things that worked. And so far, there's not a state that's been able to pull that off on an individual state basis. But God bless Senator Sanders if he can get something done nationally.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So you think that the party should move on from the Affordable Care Act then?
I think we should build upon things that work. And I think some states will get to, I think some states might make faster progress than others on that. Our state certainly did when it came to global budgeting. 40% of your healthcare costs are mm-hmm. hospitals. We have seen our hospital costs and the costs of healthcare actually go up more than any other developed nation on the planet, even as life expectancy, wellness, and other indicators of well-being decline. So that's one big chunk. Prescription drug costs is another chunk. The overhead, I think, that the Medicare for All proposal seeks to get at in terms mm-hmm. of administrative overhead is another piece of it. There are different pieces of it. Not all can be solved simply with Medicare for All alone.